The benefits of exercise are vast. Our bodies feel better for it. Our mental health and well-being is lifted. We're able to move much easier. And all of this are wonderful attributes of exercise. At the same time, as we exercise, our body is placed under demand. And at certain times, there are going to be aches and pains that appear. This soreness is natural when it comes to exercise because we're pushing past what we're normally comfortable with to be a better and fitter version of ourselves. When you approach pains and soreness and injuries and all these aches that we're talking about, try not to be spooked and taking a step back. Just understand what is an ache and what is a pain. And that's what I want to talk a little bit about. Think of an ache is something that is muscular related. So you've just done a heavy legs workout, and the day after you start walking around and go, oh, my legs are sore, they're feeling a bit achy. It's not that that's injured or it's hurting you to the point where you can't do things. It's just a little bit uncomfortable as you start to lift your body weight up and down as you're squatting through. That soreness, that what we call as DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, is normal when it comes to exercise. So don't be afraid of that. Comparing this to a pain, think of a pain as something that is heading towards like an injury or niggling pain that's starting to get, let's say, worse and not allowing you to do your everyday living with ease. It's hindering you just a little bit. That pain or injury appears whether you've done a workout or not. That could mean there's a sign that we have to start seeing another health professional to help us manage through this and alter any exercise or movement patterns that we do with our exercise. Knowing the difference between an ache and a pain is a great step forward because you still want to exercise and you understand that there's going to be some pains potentially, and there's most likely going to be aches that appear because of exercise. There can be more of both in how we train, and that's what I also want to talk about now. When exercising and you are newer to exercise, if you go really hard really early in those days, you're going to feel sore, as in pain and injury based soreness, earlier on. Whereas if you are a little bit more time experienced with exercise, you've been training for a couple of years and you know how to pace it out, you know what weights that's equivalent to where you're currently at, you're able to manage your exercise load much more efficiently and probably just result in more aches, which isn't a bad thing. Another consideration is overtraining. It doesn't matter if you've been training for 6 weeks, 6 months, or 6 years. Overtraining can affect all of us if we do too much in the time period that we're allocating ourselves. Now take this example. You've just signed up for an adventure race where you're starting to bike, swim, run, and paddle. So you think, oh, I'm going to get ready. So you're training 3 or 4 times a week and you start training 6 or 7 times a week to fit in the extra cycling and the paddling and the swimming that you've got to do on top of your running and normal workout, which includes resistance training. And you start doing that over the course of 3 to 4 weeks, and my shoulder starts hurting and my knee starts going. Take a step back and go, I was doing this before, i.e. 3 times a week, and I'm now doing 6 times a week with different disciplines. That's overtraining, doing too much at that current point in time. Take a step back and gradually work into that one, 4 to 5 times. Much like the frequency of our exercise and the time we've been training overall, our training age, the quality of our movement is really important to make sure the pains don't start appearing. You might still get aches, but if we start doing shoulder press and they're going forward and we start moving a heavier weight, we're going to probably start filling in those joints, and our movement pattern is going to really highlight those pains. So take a moment to see how our technique goes with any of our movement patterns. With exercise, we generally feel great because we've been getting our heart rate up through the conditioning phase, or we've been lifting and pushing some weight so we feel strong afterwards. At the same time, our body needs to recover. And if we don't put the recovery activities or put our time into recovery, our muscles don't have the time that it needs to repair itself in between those workouts that we're currently doing. Now, our recovery doesn't mean we have to stop for 3 days and do nothing. It can mean we just do a different form of movement or activity. So maybe go for a swim, something different to what you're used to doing. Maybe go out and do a new skill like stand-up paddleboarding or paddling on a kayak or something. Or maybe just get out and spend some time with your children, maybe do a yoga session with them or go for a walk. By reducing the workload and the intensity, you're still moving, but you're allowing your body to recover from the demand that you've been putting on it through your workouts. Now, watching this video, I hope you take one point away from this. That exercise, there will be some aches, muscle soreness. What we want to try and avoid is the most amount of pain or the injuries by understanding how to move better, training not too hard too often, and doing it in a time period that's relevant to your goals.